Can you play me the cut from Shams about Ben Simmons and the talk about coming to Boston?
The Celtics did engage the Sixers on Ben Simmons and have conversations, but those conversations weren't, something that the Celtics wanted to acquiesce to. I mean, when it comes to Jaylen Brown, they didn't want to move Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons. So unless Philadelphia gets more realistic, they're not going to get what they want out of this possible scenario. And as of right now, I'm told Ben Simmons is not mentally ready to play. Even if he was traded tomorrow, I'm told he wouldn't just suit up and play. He needs to get right mentally. He's getting mental help, and he's getting help with Philadelphia doctors, with his own doctors, to try to figure out a way to get back on the floor. Listen, if Philadelphia feels like he's not being accurate, they just have to call him out on it, because right now he is telling them that I'm not mentally ready to play.
I bet you the day he gets traded, smiles, dribbling basketballs in his driveway. I mean, he'll be ready. I'll tell you a true story. I know a guy, won't say the branch of the service, but this is a true story. He was looking to get out early. And so what he started doing was pretending to dribble a basketball everywhere. Just dribbling a basketball. Just dribbling. Pretending he was dribbling. So they brought him in for evaluation. All this guy is doing is dribble a basketball like he's pretending he's dribbling a basketball. So they do the evaluation. They come to the conclusion that something's not right, and they're going to give him his discharge. So as they're giving him his discharge papers, he signs his ball. As he signs the papers, it's a true story, Justin. The guy takes this invisible ball and puts it on an invisible self. And they said, what are you doing? And he said, game over. That's what Ben Simmons is doing. He's trying to get to a point where they just say, you know what, we got to go. And let's just be fair. If he's really suffering from a mental issues right now, there are governmental laws that allow him to take leave for an extended period of time. 76ers can call up the league and say, look, this is what we have. Can we get a TPE on this? I mean, there are players in Major League Baseball, not for the same reasons, but are getting checks in perpetuity. Barry Bonilla is the most famous one. Barry Bonilla Day is every July 1st, where the guy's been out of baseball for like 20 years and still gets a $1 million check every year. This may be where Ben Simmons is heading. Like if $140 million is left on his deal still, you're like, okay, how do we make this palatable? NBA, can we wipe $100 million off of our books and pay Ben Simmons $2 million a year for 20 years to not come back to basketball? And if he chooses to come back to basketball, he has to pay at least $40 million back to the team. I should be a GM, Justin, you think?
That is a pretty good way to look at it.
That's a good way. Like, just go to the league, say, look, there's no way we can recoup $140 million. He is dead weight in trade bait. Think about it. You call the Kings and say, give us floor seating tickets, 4 players, and you can have them. And they go, click. I mean, it's literally an untradeable asset. It's like really bad crypto. Some of them like, oh, you have how many million of those in your wallet? You bought them when? That's Ben Simmons. And so let's just be honest with the situation instead of saying, hey, moving him to another team might just enable him. You might just make it just be an enabler. Right? Because if he's not mentally ready, then why would I trade for someone who's not ready to come play, but the clock is ticking on that contract? I'm not ready to play. And I also noticed my direct deposit didn't come in. You're damn right it didn't come in. The social media for some of these young players have got them stupid. My daddy used to tell me when I was a kid, TV made you stupid. Kind of seeing that now. But the social media, boy, it's got some minds. It's got some minds. Or it's the Kardashian curse. You think it's the Kardashian curse? Is it? Do you believe in the Kardashian curse, Justin?
I certainly do.
Oh, you know Tristan Thompson didn't have the worst of seasons last year.
Didn't have the best of seasons either.
Well, did you expect him to have the best of seasons?
Well, maybe. It was like he was the starting center. And, he got the Kardashian curse in another way. The guy was always in the COVID protocols, was never available for the team.
I think catching COVID might have been the least of his worries in terms of being around a Kardashian.
You could say that again.
But I mean, with Ben Simmons, again, I would want him to fully get help and turn some of that money back over to the 76ers. Allow the 76ers to move on. They've clearly found out that you are dead trade weight. You know, I don't know. You know what? What Sham is talking about, like they got to get realistic about, getting Jaylen Brown. What they're pretty much saying is, we'll send Al Horford back to you and close the difference with the other $5 million. Well, no, we don't want Al Horford. Well, we don't want Ben Simmons. Help us help you. Because if you did a Ben Simmons for Al Horford and a player that comes in at a clock at about $5 million, and you're not so mad, are you? All right, we're going to wrap this thing up here in a couple minutes. It's late night, WE. Thank you for allowing me to rant about this whole Ben Simmons, the Celtics thing. Oh, please, God, no. It's WEEI Late Night.